Well, up until this point, I have been incredibly fair with who I do my tasks for. With the main principle being first come, first serve for my wonderful building powers. The slight problem with this is that I'm so close to reaching star level 5 that I don't really want to get started on one of the bigwigs task sets, because it'd pretty much be 2 tasks and then it's all kind of over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Vincent Schoolfinder's tasks before anybody else's, purely because he's got the shortest tasks, and I think it just makes things just a wee bit simpler. Also, it means that I never have to go so far into the forest ever again unless it's for essence hunting. So I don't have to keep coming back and forth to this spot, which can get incredibly tedious. So we're just going to kind of rush through that and make it all awesome as quickly as possible. Now, initially that wasn't my plan. I think my plan was to go to Dolly Deerheart and go through with the whole first come first serve. As you can see here, and I do go and actually see Dolly Deerheart, but we're not. We're going to be working on Vincent's stuff. But you can actually see in Dolly's shop, you can see Madame Zoe's costume. You can also see the costume for one of the Uber Sims, who I mentioned before. I'll go more into that when we actually focus on Dolly. But yeah, she wants a dressing up box, which we will make eventually, just not immediately. The Vincent Schoolfinder comes first, obviously, because I want to support people who don't come to my town when I want them to. Basically, Vincent's profile is so Vincent Schoolfinder was the driving force behind every major archaeological find of the last 50 years, according to his resume. The most macabre of these artifacts were very generously donated by Skullfinder to himself, for display in the Skullfinder Museum. In his quest for bones, masks, and stones, Sir Vincent has allegedly explored haunted castles, cursed tombs, and the dark side of the moon. For more on his dubious adventures, please refer to his resume, which is over 300 pages long. Now, take from that what you will, because it could show that Vincent is over 50 years old, but everything is completely dubious about his belief. Well, everything in his resume is incredibly dubious. I'm not quite sure whether I believe his resume in the slightest, but that's besides the point. He's probably inspired by real-life horror actor Vincent Price, and in one speech, I can't remember whereabouts it is. Let's see if I can find it. Because the awesome thing about the internet, especially on games like this where characters have kind of rather little to say, you can find everything they speak. Well, for example, Vincent has to be over 47 because at Star Level 2, if you speak to him, he says, I was once tickled as a boy. I had nightmares until the age of 47, at which point I finally came to terms with that horrifying ordeal, which is ever so slightly worrying, but there we go. And I'm slightly sort of it's Star Level 4. Something that Vincent will say is, "You want to know my favourite thing about the Renaissance? The death of chivalry." Ha! Which is a bit like, really? You want to do that? Really? Also, there's the suggestion that Vincent has a secret crush on Violet, precisely because he says so. In Star Level 1, he says, "And I would never tell anybody about my secret crush on Violet." Oh dear, you heard that? I was dictating a piece of fiction. Yes, that's it. Yeah, Vincent's a bit weird. Now, the fun thing with Vincent's task is that he asks you to make some sculptures, of which you are given completely free rein as to what to make. So, I am making a rather terrible Wiimote. I have in the past made something that looks, which is a very respectable Wiimote, but that one was particularly terrible. It sets you two of these, so you have so much free rein on what you build. It's where the creativity really comes in. Now, he does actually appear in The Sims 3, but he's dead. He died as an elder from old age. And, the Vincent Schoolfinder in Sims 3 only has very, very minimal look shared with Schoolfinder here. And he was in the concept artwork for the first MySims game. He was originally going to be white, but as with Roxy Road, they changed that. So, I bet you're going to wonder what I'm going to do for my magnificent second sculpture. Well, considering what I am playing MySims on whilst recording this, I think it's suitable that whilst one is a Wiimote, the other is a Wii U gamepad. I'm actually quite proud of this one. It could definitely be better, I do admit that, but sometimes the buttons just, I kind of needed a bigger space, which I unfortunately did not have. Although I'm not sure about the brown. I would have preferred to have gone for like a black, but I didn't want to waste any essences that were not necessary. So I have to say, I had quite a bit of fun on the sculptures there. That they were awesome. That's one of the things that I do like about MySims, is the amount of creativity that you can put into your items. Because you just start kind of thinking about things that you wouldn't necessarily normally build. I mean, in my house in my first town, I made a mushroom sofa. Basically, I made it look like the mushrooms from Super Mario. I had some Wiimotes. either side of my massive TV, and then I had a Wiimote bed as well, and I am quite proud of all of them. I may add them as a quick little glance at my old house at the end of the playthrough. Maybe we'll see. So we have two wonderful places for our stunning sculptures. So we shall put them in, and people shall love them. I love how big that is. It's brilliant. I don't think gruesome and authentic looking is exactly the best way of describing those sculptures. But I will forgive you, Vincent. If only because I really like those sculptures that I've just made. Why did I have to give them to you, damn you?
The Zarka, you can blur.
Anyway, basically everything after this is not as fun. He merely asks for a table and chair, which isn't very exciting in the slightest. There were so many other things you could have asked us for, Vincent. Why did it have to be them? Now, one thing I would like to point out also is that Vincent's actually the only commercial sim who doesn't have a bed in his house, and it's not one of his main tasks, which is really bizarre. He does ask you for a bed after you've completed his tasks, but he doesn't specifically ask you for any essences, so it's a bit weird. And to be perfectly honest, I will take pity on him and give him a bed, because I'm not heartless, but I'm putting no essences on that bugger. He came in late to Belbridge, and it's not my fault that he did not bring a bed with him. I know I'm working to bring this place back up to its past glory, but you can at least have the courtesy to bring at least some furniture with you, especially something as important as a bed. You know, you kind of want to sleep in it. It's kind of a very important thing in a house to have a bed. Unless you have, like, a sofa bed, in which case that's fine. But considering you're making your own museum and bringing your artifact, including your massive dinosaur skeleton, and you're bringing that with you, and you forget to bring a bed? Really, Vincent? Really? Oh good, we only need 5 essences on this. It's so nice not having to use up ridiculous amounts of essences. I've missed this. Also, that is a hideous looking chair. I don't know whether to feel bad about how hideous that chair is, or whether to just kind of shut up and just give it him. I think I would just shut up and give it him. I'm being particularly mean to Vincent in what I'm giving him, but you don't request the essences, I don't give you them. Also, you got the awesome Wiimote and Wii U gamepad. You've had awesome enough already, Vincent. And so, here we go, let's give it him! You also managed to bring an actual skeleton. Although, I mean, that's kind of a bed. It's more of a bench. But, you could have brought a bed instead of said bench. Obviously. What is wrong with you, man? Right, so that's that done. Let's move on to number 3. His last task. Although, actually no, because as you may have noticed, we've reached star level 5, and the residents have decided to throw a party in our honour. And now we get the credits. I really wish there was some credits music, rather than just cheering and clapping and so on and so forth for well, there is some credits music, but it's inaudible because of all the clapping and cheering and confetti. Now, basically, the 4 Sims that you get here are your 4 best friends in town, along with Mayor Roslyn and Buddy. And I believe the 2 that are your bestest friends will drop essences at the end of the credit sequence. That's generally, I think, the 2 on the top right. Anyway, there is your list of voice actors. Wait, Scott Menville voiced in this game? I did not know that. Scott Menville, you sly man. I thought I'd escaped you when I'd finished Tales of Symphonia, and yet you just come back into my life. Oh, it's fine. Anyway, I guess I should take this time now to impart my overall opinion on MySims. I really do love MySims. It certainly has a lot of problems. But it's just really cute and adorable and just really relaxed. And there's not many games like this out there. In fact, I don't think... Well, the closest you've got is Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon and so on and so forth. But there's no game with this level of building to be important. And because of that difference, it just works. Also the fact that all of the characters have their own personalities, and they are memorable. Some of them are more forgetful than others. I tend to forget Dolly Dearheart. But I will always remember Poppy, DJ Candy, Violet, Chef Gino, Buddy, Mayor Roslyn, Dr. F, Madame Zoe, Nicole, Shirley, Ginny, Trevor, Vic Vector, Elmira Clamp, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I love MySims. I think the fact that I spent so long on when I played it first time. I mean, 50 hours is a lot of hours to put into a game. It's not the longest I've spent in a game, and that's about 200 plus hours on Pokemon Fire Red. But considering you finished the game after about the 10-hour mark, and the fact that I spent an extra 40 hours in the game after that kind of shows how much I enjoyed this when I was younger. I mean, I still enjoy it now, but I'm a bit more impatient when it comes to, I like to move the plot along, and MySims doesn't quite have the replayability factor, shall we say. You can just sit around forever, but there's no real reason to, because you don't unlock anything, and it's literally just kind of building and building and building and building, which is fun for a while, but it can tire. Anyway, I think we are actually pretty much at the end of the credits. That is a long, long warranty thingy. And so there we go. We have been authorised to use the Bell Bridge Monument as a blueprint, which we will be building. That'll be our last, pretty much our last thing to do in the game. But that's the story of MySims. We aren't exactly done yet, because we are going to go and finish off all the tasks for everybody in town. So I hope you join me next time, when we get started on finishing all of those tasks. See you then.